God. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at that later.
Do they have an app?
Definitely looking at that later. I'm getting a phone call I'm not going to take. Sorry, I'm busy podcasting. Or should I? Funny. No, I won't.
Live phone calls. So
welcome to the podcast.
Just in case
you are live.
Yeah, this podcast fucking sucks.
Hey, thanks for calling GCL Podcast. You're live. What's your question?
Please tell me that.
Is this Josh Bruce?
Like, all right, yes. We're out of time.
I got a question for Cole Pierce.
Cole Pierce. Piersley.
Piersley.
Pearson.
Cole Pearson.
Pernus.
I
got a question for Cole Pennis.
Go ahead.
My graduation mug, that's the right one that they sent me. But my first graduation mug said Cole Pennis.
My first graduation mug.
It wasn't a graduation mug. It was a all-district plaque. It said Cole Pennis.
And then you turned it into a mug?
Yeah, I just wrapped it. Yeah, it was made of wood, so simple project.
Wood's pretty pliable, so yeah. It's kind of like putty.
Kind of like plywood. Yeah? Pliable?
No, that's plywood you're thinking of.
It's pliable wood. Plywood.
Is it? I feel like plywood I always made like skateboard ramps out of.
I thought it was pliable. Isn't that?
Yeah, like pliable. It could really get the job done if it thought about itself and like persevered.
Pliable.
No, pliable is if it's like easily worked with or something like that.
Reapplicable?
No, that's not a word.
The wholly pliable?
You can reapply yourself to something or reapply tape.
Can you reapply yourself?
I can't reapply tape. Like what kind of
some tape can be reapplied?
Like these toasty stickers.
Oh, toasty stickers
can be reapplied as fuck.
And they can also be used as tape if you want to.
Yeah, they're mostly decals though. Not recommended to be used as tape.
But can be. It's like the smallest bold print anyone's ever seen.
Oh gosh. Well, as always, we love to start off the shows with a little bit of rambling.
Yeah, we do.
But lucky for everyone here watching, for those of you listening, this is Game Called Life. This is episode 39, coming at you live right here, twitch.tv/ForteWin2. Thank you for stumbling upon the stream if you're watching. As always, I am one of your hosts, Josh Brookaleri. The man on my left used to not be funny, but now he is. He's Cole Penrice.
Hello.
And the man on my right needs no introduction. He tells me all the time, but I love to give it to him anyway.
Thanks, Josh.
He's Zach Pittman.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello to you and hello to you.
And hello to you.
How are we doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
God, good.
Good God.
Good God. Awesome.
Yeah. Doing
Cool.
pretty well this morning. Had some coffee. Had a couple of hairs cut off my head.
Oh, yeah? Oh, did you get a little snoopy snoop? Didn't even notice.
I didn't really get that much done.
Okay, cool.
Sides.
I don't feel bad anymore.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I didn't either, and you're the one that told me to remind you.
Yeah. I was like, my alarm isn't working. Can you, like, tell me around noon to go get a haircut? And you text me, like, 11:57. He was like, hey, dude, go get a haircut. And I was, like, still in bed. And I was like, oh.
Dang, what a day. Slept until noon. Must be nice.
That's what I do on Wednesdays.
Man,
best way to prep for a podcast.
Yeah, I don't have it.
For real. Jeez.
That's like my one day I get to, so like might as well get I'm gonna take advantage of it for sure.
Yeah, I feel you. Don't forget, every week we are live right here, twitch.tv/ForteWin2 at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, as we're gonna catch the live stream. You hear it here first. This is the best, earliest way to get the podcast. If you can't join us live, you can always find the actual podcast on Thursdays, the next day, over on iTunes. You can find us GCL Podcast, or you can watch the highlight stream, or the saved stream, I guess.
Past broadcast.
Highlights, thank you.
Yes.
And highlights here at twitch.tv/ForteWin2, and also over on youtube.com/GCL Podcast, and one more, GCLpodcast.com. So if you can't join us live, there's a lot of different ways to see/hear the podcast and what went on this week.
The podcast.
And also on YouTube, we're actually in works of getting all of our past recordings up on YouTube, not necessarily video form, but you can listen to all those podcasts there. Since iTunes happens to not really like keeping all of our podcasts
I don't
there
know
for
what
some
the deal
reason.
is. I think it's a deal with Apple.
It might be
under the settings with whatever it extracts from the RSS feed.
Yes, so
because it's not anything on WordPress.
No, it's not. I know I've looked there. So you can't find a lot of backlog on iTunes, but YouTube is the place to go if you really want to experience the full GCL podcast spectrum. So where we started and how far we've come since then, I mean, we're doing video now. Come on, big leagues
That's
here.
Right. I remember when video was just a rumor.
Yeah,
fantasy.
like just really a fantasy, like a dream. Like, man,
It was
we
a
could
joke.
do a video.
It was the 1950s.
Check out whenever Zach made a funny face. Check out the video podcast.
Oh yeah, that literally was a joke. Like
it was a
episode
joke every
3,
other episode. Yeah.
because Zach
I forgot about
LOL.
makes those funny faces, and we're like, go watch the video. There is no video, so
Well,
there is now.
sometimes we say stuff and that just words don't cover it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
You gotta do
Yeah,
it.
I
That's
like
why.
it.
you
That's
just gotta do
why.
the face.
That's why Vine's popular.
That is why Vine's
That is
popular.
true.
Vine is the faces of Twitter.
Is it?
Ooh, Vine is the faces of
Do you
Twitter.
like the faces I added there?
That's interesting.
There's 3 very very distinct faces you used. I like it.
yeah. Screenshot all 3 of them.
Make me into an emoji.
Upload it. Yeah.
It's really going to be like profiles, though.
It's okay.
Yeah, you guys should be sitting here. I probably have the least amount of facial expressions just because I talk more.
Yeah, but you have the most amount of talk.
I could be over there and really
You could be
not
in the
really miss out
closet.
on anything.
Just like talking into the. And this is today we have. I don't know.
Just not even part of the podcast, really. Just under the table.
Yeah,
And
basically.
we just use your voice.
Yeah.
And we could both sit over there.
I could be omniscient. The omniscient. Someone's hating, I think, on your.
Why would I do this to my ear? What did I do to it?
You made it beautiful.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! There's
How
holes
long
in
have I
there.
had these?
How did this happen?
Dude, someone put bling in your ear.
No, it's like a counterculture, I guess. I'm in like the metal music scene, and I like how they look, so I did it to myself. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like personal
I
preference.
like
guess.
them. You pull them off
Yeah,
like
I
a
think they
stud.
look really
Thanks,
good.
dude. I appreciate it.
Like a plug.
Because I'm
Plug
like,
1.
because I just got my ears pierced to stretch, and I'm not a big fan of like big holes. I'm definitely not going as big as you, but
Yeah.
I think they look really good on you. Some people
I try
take
to
it to
pull them
extremes. I'm just like,
Yeah.
why? Like
Yeah.
that's just.
I don't know. I feel like this is
so-
a good size.
But it's like it's like an adventure with yourself, almost like not necessarily a challenge per se,
It's just
but
like- I don't know.
it's just like it. You have to be extremely patient. You have to take care of yourself. Like it's a process. It's a
It is a
journey.
process.
Really.
It's like a separate connection to your body.
Yeah.
Is what it seems.
Yeah.
Really
Um,
find
Because
yourself.
it's like you have yourself, and it's like these are my ears.
Yeah, because like I, washing these things every night is something I take care of that I don't have to take care of all the time. I didn't have to specifically wash my ears. But, like now, it's like, oh man, I gotta wash them in the
Alyssa,
shower. I
you
gotta-
wash
Time for
your
bath
ears?
time.
Yeah, it's like at night before I go to bed, I gotta wash
I'm
them.
washing
in.
my ears in the bottle.
So, hey, yeah, okay. What are you, cripple fingers?
Hey, it's the.
I don't know. No one, cripple fingers. We
Beautiful.
don't want your negativity here.
We appreciate your comment, though. Thanks for stopping in.
C. Pollock or Pollock, Star Wars. Yeah, thank you for
Star Wars.
noticing.
Always a good choice.
Also, obviously the Empire symbol. So I'm repping my Stormtrooper tee today. So yes.
Looking good.
What? Head on his.
I can't even read it from that far. It's like,
I think he's calling you a fag, Cole, because you're wearing red.
hey,
so.
thanks. It
red.
matches my car.
His car is also a fag. Proven fact.
It's got 4
he,
doors.
he drives a bundle of sticks.
I drive a cigarette butt.
Oh,
Zing.
really?
There's one.
You're like, cancer stops with me. I'm gonna really prove this by driving a huge cigarette. Put like a skin on your car.
2015 Wienermobile.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh man, but just like every Game Called Life episode, we love to have some tangents. That's usually the first segment. But the next real segment is always Drink of the Day.
DOTD.
Hashtag, thank you, Zach,
Yeah, no problem.
DOTD on Twitter. Remember, you guys can tell us what you want us to drink every week. We like to try new beers. We like to try new mixed drinks. So if you've got a favorite beer or drink, you can let us know on Twitter at GCL Podcast right above me. Hashtag DOTD, and we will get it on the show. And thank you for telling us. This week's drink of the day, Cole, why don't you tell us what we're drinking?
Well, you actually picked this one up. We actually
We-
both
we
went
kind
and
of
picked this up.
collaborated.
Yeah. That's true. So how often did we go and both pick out a beer? Is this like
I'm
the
gonna
first
say
time we
never.
picked up?
I don't
picked up
think we've
Drink of the
ever
Day?
picked up
We've
anything
always talked
together.
about what we're gonna do or some suggestions,
Mm-hmm.
but Most of the time, it's always just someone brings it to the table. Can you grab me that? Yes.
Bottle opener.
Also, thank you, Sour Mellow 216. We appreciate your comment. You keep
Yeah.
up the good work of being awesome as well.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Darth Sober, is that?
We need to get like a projector screen to read these.
I know,
comments.
right? This is
Behind
cool
you
to
and
watch all these.
behind me.
This is new. We're getting a lot of comments. This is good stuff.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep up, but
Oh,
back to the
Shiner.
drink.
Yes, Shiner is actually a personal favorite of mine.
we almost picked that one up as well.
Yeah, we almost did.
Mhm.
I love a good Shiner. But this week, we actually got a good Oklahoma brew.
This is a podcast in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. For those of you that don't know, we are in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Podcasting straight out of teepee,
so
just
we're-
like America thinks we live in.
With the worst liquor regulations in America.
Yep.
So this is the Chalk beer, American wheat beer. It is Oklahoma brewed. Let's find out where. Krebs, Oklahoma.
Krebs, okay.
Not.
I don't even know where that is.
That's
It's not even a
the
place.
abbreviation. Krebs, okay. It doesn't have a lot to say. That's one thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it didn't come in a box like they usually do. It just had a fancy little plastic holder
Yeah,
thing.
that was,
pack.
had a. I need to-
It's I mean,
Right on the
it's
pen.
An
Yeah, I
American
saw
wheat
that.
beer, the original since 1919. So they've been around a
Take
while. Yeah, it said Oklahoma brewed and nationally recognized. So you all might have heard of chalk beer.
It's not chocolate. I thought it was.
And it's spelled CHOC.
Yeah,
not
CHOC.
COHC.
Very simple.
Prior to contrary belief.
And these are actually going to be very slightly chilled, maybe.
Slightly chilled, yeah.
Since we got them from the liquor store.
Yeah,
It's recommended the best way.
We'll
to
call it
drink
temperately smooth.
Temperately smooth.
Temperately.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get a smell
Always got
test
to
going?
start with smell test.
Okay, it smells kind of like.
Ooh, hold on.
Smells like a wheat beer.
It smells like a wheat beer. That's
Pretty standard smell, really.
It smells like
Yeah.
soy sauce.
I'm not
That's
getting
what it smells
anything
like.
soy sauce.
soy sauce.
You're drinking soy sauce.
Maybe it's because I was maybe it's because I was sitting where you're eating sushi.
Okay,
It could
I
be, and
do-
I did spill a tiny drop.
I do
that's
get
okay.
some soy sauce smell. I get where you're smelling that.
It doesn't taste like soy sauce.
Okay.
It's got a good little bite to it almost. You can feel it, like in the
Ooh.
loins of your mouth.
Ooh,
Yeah, like back where
I got
your
it all the way through.
your sour
Yeah.
Now,
kind of
what is,
receptors are.
What is the percentage? I assume 6 point. Oh, man, this is okay. One thing I have to comment on. you gotta take a lesson from Abita
Yes.
on
They know how
on your
to-
packaged marketing.
Whoever their sales marketing manager is, he nailed it.
On point. Yeah, give him a double raise. Yep, I can't even find the percentage, but I just assume it's a liquor store 6 point.
Well, it's 12 fluid ounce of whatever percentage it is. So
Yeah.
we know that for
AKA Dose.
Chalk, you're the worst. Yeah, we don't know what percent alcohol by volume. We don't know
Oh,
anything.
this one's $9.49.
Cripple Fingers
I don't
asked
know
if
about
you
guys.
drive a Prius.
That's how much we paid.
Oh
plus
yeah,
tax.
it's a red Prius.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that's so
cripple
funny.
fingers. Please. Stop. Get out.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
Unless it's Matt Clark, because I actually know him.
Yeah.
If so, I love you, dude.
So, still stop.
Still.
Not appreciated.
No, but the taste, tastes like a good wheat beer.
It does. It's.
I mean, you guys are the wheat beer experts. I'm all about them flavors. I can drink it.
See, honestly, I'm not a big wheat beer guy. There are some wheat beers that I do enjoy, but this is a little bit more bitter, and it might be because it's not chilled quite to
Yep.
how most people would enjoy a beer to be chilled
The
to.
beers standards.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got a very unique flavor though. It's different from other
Yes,
wheat beers.
for sure.
Dude, Cripple is cracking me up, man. He said,
Oh.
do we suck each other off when the camera goes down? And then he said, sorry, I don't drink beers that fags drink. Dude,
Whatever.
just the epitome of comebacks right there.
Yeah. I do have to say,
Go play
what is that? Is that Timbler?
We're going to get a bigger screen.
Tim Laurie 25. You said White Russians. We had
Brother of Chuck Lorre.
no, we haven't had a White Russian yet. That is a good. Good
White
one.
Russian.
What did we have a couple weeks ago?
Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
Moscow Mule. Okay, Russian got me
Yeah.
in there.
It was basically Russian.
Basically,
It had
Russian.
vodka in it, so that's what really
Basic
matters.
white
It's vodka
Russian.
and beer. vodka and ginger beer, I believe.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
It was a
With
viewer
some lime.
submission.
With
some
lime
lime.
over ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was GCL mom
Mom sponsored.
submission.
GCL approved.
Mother. GCL tested, mother approved.
Yeah. Yes. Oh.
Gotta love
That's
it. So I really don't have much to say, I guess, about this chalk beer. It's
got a very specific taste. You're right. I can't put my finger on it though.
mhm.
It's like a bitterness that's.
It's just like a bitterness. Like, that's what I'm going to go with. It's just bitter.
It is bitter. And it's not an IPA bitter.
Yeah, it's not an IPA bitter. It's more...
Yeah, that's it.
This is
an
a very...
IPA bitter is more of like a acquired bitter taste. This is like
Yeah.
something you could drink
Mhm.
that's not an IPA.
It's like-
it's more bitter on the wheat beer scale, and it hasn't really crossed over into the IPA bitterness.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
not
I'm
hoppy enough
seeing
to be
it in my
like
mind.
an IPA, because that's what would really make
No, to me this is very hoppy. IPA just has a different I don't know. It's really, really hard to explain.
It's just got like a raw alcohol taste.
In a sense,
yeah.
yeah. Like this has a hop. Like I think the bitterness from this really comes from the wheat hops. It's a lot
Yeah.
stronger.
Very hoppy.
And it's not. It doesn't have that fruity essence or really.
Yeah, I don't think they tried to really cover it up at all. I think it's just like straight wheat beer.
Mhm.
It's American wheat beer. That's what they went with,
Yeah.
and I think they
Oklahoma
nailed
wheat
it.
beer.
They did. I mean, they nailed it. It's
If you're a wheat beer fan, you'll like this beer.
yeah. I wish it would chilled a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back for this.
Tito's vodka, go to while gaming. Nice. Tito's is a good brand.
I've
IPAs
never had
taste
Tito's.
like a crusty butt crack.
True that.
No one's trying to drink that, man.
I'm not trying to
Crusty,
drink an
unwiped butt crack.
It's actually
Preston Maker's 46.
Maker's 46. Good choice.
Sipping bourbon, yeah. Definitely going to try to get some bourbons, some good mixed drinks here on the show once we start making money and we can afford it. Old fashioned, stuff like that. But this week, chalk beer, we got to give it a score.
We gotta go with the score.
Just like with everything.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a for drinkability 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah. I feel like it's something. It's not bad, but it's not something I would repick.
Yeah.
Got mine.
Cool.
5.5.
5.5. Okay.
5.5. Yeah. Average.
Yeah.
Slightly above average.
And honestly, I'm really going to split you guys. I'm thinking 6. 6 for me.
So we'll take the average and go with 6
all
all
around.
You guys. It's
I'm sorry. I gotta find that connection between the numbers.
It's always something.
Well, we just gotta stop putting
I mean,
point fives, and then we'll
I mean,
fix
we
our
said it
problem,
last
I
week.
guess.
I can never win. I mean, you can do
We
whatever
should all
point you
just
want.
go
Called
in-
it a 0.8. What, right? A 9?
4, 9, 8.
Something 0.4 maybe?
6.
I don't know. I don't remember. You're just
5.
saying numbers now.
309.
We've done other than
that.
0.5s though. But so yeah, not great. And you know, I don't want to be down on chalk because it might just be the fact that we didn't have time to cool it, to chill it
Yeah.
correctly. It might be better if it's colder.
Yeah. The
It
hops
could be.
being colder could.
I mean, we could always revisit it in a couple hours and then tweet our new scores.
Oh man, if we would have put
It's
the
complicated.
the
It
rest
is
of the bottles in the freezer, we could do a post
Oh
stream
yeah, like we did.
retouch revisit.
well.
That's all right. We'll get it something else next week.
So this week's drink of the day, chalk beer, CHOC. We gave it a 6.5, a 6, and a 5.5, respectively. Keep in mind, not thoroughly chilled. That's our first segment every week. You can tell us what you want us to drink on Twitter at GCL Podcast, hashtag DOTD, and we'll get it on the show and we will shout out to you saying thank you for giving us a great recommendation. Moving on, our next segment is always Week in Review.
Shoo 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 shoo.
With the best
I had an
transition
extra
sound.
I know you were ready for it. I looked at you and you just sat
And then
here.
I
You were just like-
I laughed for a second. I'm sorry.
You just smiled and I was like, just keep going.
Oh man. Alright, who's going first this week?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead.
Biggest thing that happened for me is I finished one of my fast track classes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pretty sure I got an A, so I'm super happy about that.
Nice.
Taking
me
a huge load off my back. hopefully, I actually definitely got a lot more stream time in. I spent all day yesterday getting all my Destiny things with you checked
Yes.
off. Did like play the Archon
I think you did like
Priest
5
Priest
Nightfalls
five,
yesterday.
6 times.
Yeah.
6 times I helped someone do it. So
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, I got that. Another thing is I started a new schedule / kind of position
At work.
with work. Yeah. Just means I'll be doing less driving,
Mhm.
less flexibility, but it's pretty much all the same.
That's cool.
So yeah, change of pace there. We will. Not we. That was the start of a sentence that didn't exist. I'll let you go talk about
my week.
your week. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
I'll kind of put a stop on this one.
Basically, my week was pretty good. My other night manager got back from tour finally, so like hours cut a little bit, which is nice. Not working as much. Still tried to call me in last night, and I was like, okay. And then I got outside, and there's a truck behind my car. I was like, can't come in. Sorry. Other than that, I moved in over here now, living in a house.
Yeah.
Right
Out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
It's always cool.
That's exciting.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's nice.
This is
Big
your
steps.
first time out
Yeah,
of the
first time out of the house.
That's, yeah. First impressions?
I like it so far.
Be harsh. I'm here. I'm punching in the face.
I don't really have any complaints. It's like
Just like
It's
pretty
hard,
sad.
hard to complain
Right.
when you're living with your best friends.
yeah, it is. Like, I
Right.
can't really. I don't know. Everything's. It's better than living at the house. So
yeah. Sweet.
nothing to complain about
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Other than that, made it to D2 in FIFA this week. Pretty excited to move up on that. If I make it to D1, I decided buying a PlayStation camera, streaming D1 all the time.
You should be streaming D2 all the time.
I don't know, D2. I want to make sure I can get to D1 first.
Yeah.
Because then, like, that's what people are going to watch. Like, top.
So you don't want
Top
to.
players.
You don't want to. Do it
Not
and then
almost top
have
players.
find out later that it's a fluke that you got a D2.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I
but
want to
you're,
be in D1.
you're
and,
clearly
like,
better than everyone else you play. Like I've seen you. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Ugh.
You
I'm-
just buy a PlayStation camera now so I can watch you all the time.
Why don't you just go into his room and watch him?
Oh shoot!
Yeah, you can.
How am I supposed to do my dailies?
Come
Just
on,
have him
Josh.
open on Twitch next to you. Get a viewer.
That'd be cool.
We should just add an extension to the house that'll be the Twitch room and it'll just be everyone who wants to stream.
That'd be cool.
I was gonna say all we gotta do is kick Sam out, and then Listen and I will move in. We'll just have a GCL house.
GCL house.
I don't think Sam would go for that. First.
Yeah, no, I don't think Alyssa would go for that. First of all,
Alyssa would be like, "What in the fuck?"
yeah, she's like, "Are you kidding
What did I
me?"
get myself into?
God.
Oh, that'd be so funny. That'd be like I was watching this movie with Will Ferrell and oh, was that over here? What was that?
I
Oh
haven't seen
man, I
any
cannot
movies
remember
lately.
this movie.
Hey,
Oh,
Elf.
it's slipping my mind. No, it's not Elf. Okay, Josh, what about your week? What's going on?
my week.
The other guys.
I mean, nothing too phenomenal, I guess. Pretty simple week. Just been going through training at Apple, so that's been interesting and fun. Just getting started there. Pretty cool.
So on the progress bar to finishing training, where you at?
Like barely through.
Okay.
Today was like day 4, and we go through like weeks and weeks, like at least a month's
Ooh.
worth. So
Okay.
It's very thorough, very in depth. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm just excited to be there. Otherwise, let's see. Just been grinding through Friends with Alyssa. I don't think we even watched a movie this week. We haven't
Too
been
much
watching
free time.
movies lately. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
with you. Yeah.
we've-
Movies just hadn't.
any time that we have is just like I don't want to sit down for like 2 hours and watch something. We don't commit. We're just like, we'll watch a few episodes of Friends.
Oh, I remember the
Call it
movie.
playtime. You watched the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
watch the
okay.
movie. It's the black guy from Benchwarmers, the other coach.
Oh,
I'm not a
yeah.
Benchwarmers guy.
It was a movie we were watching out in the living room the other night. Me and Will and Sam. You may have been at work.
It wasn't.
It's about this guy that has sex with a bunch of different girls, and he's like has his own talk show on the radio, and it's called like The Ladies' Man or something. I think that's what the movie might be called. But
Morgan Freeman.
Wait,
Just kidding.
no, never mind.
definitely really a funny movie. I would suggest it. I watched it twice.
Wait,
so
does it have Gerard Butler in it?
No.
No. Okay, so that's a different movie I'm thinking of.
No, it
Because he's
like,
kind of a ladies' man, but he has like a TV show.
Oh no, it's just
Yes.
one. It's
Okay.
just that one guy. He's a ladies' man, and he gets an anonymous letter in, and he tries to go find this girl because she's rich. Apparently,
Hmm.
doesn't find her.
Cool. So if we had the title, then we could recommend it.
I think it's ladies' man.
Oh, okay. Ladies, man, go watch it today.
Go pick it up
Let me
off
pick it up
Netflix today. It's on Netflix for sure. So
But yeah, I mean, we haven't really watched any movies, just being friends. What else did I do this week? I guess I did play some Destiny yesterday with you, Cole, which was nice. Got to run the Nightfall in the weekly couple of times. Ran through Crota. Most of it we did like just 2-3 of us.
Yeah. Yeah, we spent some time. I definitely feel like I have a lot better grasp on the bridge.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
fun.
yes. That was interesting.
I did go back and try the whole jumping sword thing.
Oh yeah.
The air flying dash type thing, and I got closer. I got closer because I tried starting on a different pillar, jumping
Yeah.
to the next one, and just continuing it.
Ah.
Didn't quite have it, but
That's cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was exciting. Just being able to play Crota with like not a full fire team.
yeah, and
Because
just
you
kind
go
of
into
like
Vault with not a full fire team, and it's really not going to work out that
Yeah.
well.
yeah,
just
you
kind of
can't
like
get
playing
past
around,
first part.
experimenting.
Like you literally can't even get into the Vault without a full fire team, or without at least 3 people.
Yeah, and then it's really hard
Yeah,
stuff.
it's difficult. So I think Crota is interesting, and it's fun being able to just, you yourself, a hunter, could get through all the
Yeah.
beginning part and get us to that next
It's like,
checkpoint.
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
It was like Sam and I were just dancing, and then we eventually started like trying to punch each other in the ring, just running around and sliding and jumping and trying to punch. It got interesting. But Cole was just running all the lanterns, getting us to the next checkpoint so we could just get materials.
Just put your agility all the way up and just run through it.
I didn't need to.
And
Oh,
he's invisible.
I got don't touch
Oh,
me.
okay.
And, yeah, he's invisible and don't touch me, so that's the biggest reason why I want to make another hunter again.
Yeah.
I wish I kind of hadn't. Cripple Fingers, again, go back and watch like 2 weeks ago podcast where we talk
We got
about
a very
how to be
informational- yeah.
nice. So,
Sorry, your parents didn't teach you that.
yeah,
You'll
please,
really enjoy it.
Please stop bothering us. But yeah, I think you'll really love episode 37.
That one. Yeah,
It's a good one. But yeah, I mean, I got some stuff done in Destiny, I guess, which is nice. I'm one piece away from being 32 on my Titan.
Johnny 4601. I will take being a fake Beyond podcast. Thank you very much. Take that as a compliment.
Yeah, seriously, I will take that as a compliment.
It's all right.
If IGN wants to pick us up, tell them.
Beyond
We got
being
the same posters for the same reasons.
Beyond being the #1 PlayStation podcast on the internet, I will take a fake,
The fake
number one
#1
PlayStation
PlayStation.
podcast
Yeah,
on the internet.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Show some tits. We've got a donate button up. Oh, Josh is pretty free.
Sneak
so.
preview.
Josh is pretty free.
Sneak preview. If you want to see the real goodies,
Go to our website. Leak our nudes. Thank you.
you can also listen to episode 18, Welcome to the Internet Nude Body.
Oh, you could do that.
That's a good one. That was our first titled podcast, actually.
First title, yeah.
It was. So, good one to start off on, Nude
Right.
Body.
You can't make titles till you're 18 years old.
That's not a fact.
That's what my mom said.
I think it's
What?
a factoid.
I don't even know what the fuck factoid
It's
is.
the same thing.
Oh,
It's just a fancy word.
Oh, am I about to learn something?
Not today.
Damn it! I totally could have had you guys going.
Oh.
Too bad you
Just take
killed
us
it,
down
like,
that
right away. You're like, factoid. Not actually.
I've been so I used to do that though a lot. I used to be an
I wish I
ass
could.
and like say something so smart alecky and then make someone believe it, and then later on be like, nah, I was just totally fucking with
That's
you.
what I need to
That's
do.
what I need to do.
It's so fun.
I used to do that, but now I'm just too nice.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just like,
hard.
I'm just messing.
I
With you.
don't really do it as much as I would like to, but maybe I
Yeah.
will eventually.
Adulthood sucks.
Yeah, it does. Gotta be all serious and shit.
I know.
Pumpkin. What? I can't read from here. It's too small. Who's the red?
Pumpkin pun
Place?
place?
Pun place? I'll take another Beyond. I definitely. Hey, another Beyond.
Puns
Game over
place.
Grady.
Puns place.
Or the Greg and Colin Live, I guess, is really another Beyond.
Yeah.
Kind of in a way.
I mean, any of those.
We'll
three.
take a secondary
I'll take
Beyond
it.
though. That's
That's
fine. GCL podcast. Subscribe on iTunes. You'll have Beyond, and then Beyond number 2.
Yeah. On too, yeah.
And we post the day after. No, they post on Tuesdays.
$500. We'll change our title.
What?
Yep.
Just our title.
I don't know. I kind of like GCL podcast, and we got that everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind
$500 and we won't change our title.
Wait.
Okay, it's up to the viewers.
What are we doing to ourselves?
I think either way, for $500, we're either changing it or keeping it. Or if we get nothing,
That's
we'll
a
probably
safe
just keep
assumption.
it.
Or if we get 1,000.
What if they change it and then they change it back?
Ooh, I like that idea. Let's go
Okay,
with that.
cool.
Let's not tell them that.
Yeah. All right, we've had $1,000 donation.
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess pretty simple weeks. Nothing crazy. I mean, you moved out. That's pretty exciting, I think.
It is pretty exciting.
Yeah. I mean,
I had a pretty good week so far. It's not.
This past week for me has been just like stress way down
just
here.
release.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, I bet.
Probably
Finishing
finishing that
class.
class, and you're just like,
Finishing the class, and I feel like I'm finally caught up in Destiny.
yeah.
It's like I had put it on the back burner so much,
Yeah.
and like now from what we did yesterday, I got 21 Ascendant shards and all those, or not Ascendant
With the new ones?
Radiant shards.
Radiant shards? Wow.
So yeah, I maxed out a lot of things, and I'm like, finally, okay.
Yeah, I felt like I made some good progress yesterday, and Alyssa was making fun of me nonstop yesterday because I sat down and I started playing at about 10 o'clock. She has class at 11, so she was getting ready for class. Sat down at 10, we started playing, and then we played until like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we played for like 5 hours straight. I didn't eat breakfast, I didn't eat lunch.
I didn't. Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't
Like,
either.
I just
Fuck nutrition.
sat down and played Destiny, and she got home from class around 12:30.
Didn't say anything.
No,
Going
she
through
was actually
stuff.
doing some homework and
Yeah.
stuff, so I didn't feel bad about still being on.
And then at 2, she's like, what? are you
And then it was getting a little bit later. I'm like, okay, we need to like wrap up. That was when we were trying to finish Crota, and that was just a pain in the ass. And she was making fun like, man, you play video games for 5 hours. And then we went to her mom's house, and she was getting
She
her hair
talked about
dyed by
it.
her mom. And I played more video games. I played Hearthstone. Oh yeah, I played Hearthstone this week. I played Hearthstone, and then I played some Ollie Ollie 2 on my Vita. And she's like, you've been playing video games all day. I was like, yeah, it's my day off.
Yeah.
She's like, you played for 5 hours, like that's so long. I'm like, well, think of it this way, like people will sit down and watch Netflix for 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, isn't that boring? Don't you get bored? I'm like, no, like that's me interacting, like that's me doing something, I'm concentrating, I'm
Guys.
trying.
Omega Killer 5559 asks, do we watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
I fucking love Game
I
of Thrones.
love Game of Thrones.
You're probably my new favorite
I'm
viewer.
not there yet.
But like in my
Super
defense, I was like, I'm doing something. Like, no, I don't get bored. It was like, but think of it this way: like people will sit down and watch Netflix for 5 hours. That to me is
I've
boring.
done that.
Like, and we've been watching Friends before for a couple hours straight. And I'm like, I gotta do something else.
Yeah.
It's like I can't
4
keep
episodes.
watching this. Like I can't, keep being passive like this. I'm like, I
Right.
gotta at least like get up. I gotta read Twitter. Like I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Other than just sit here and watch TV.
Yeah. Just
Hyperion
consume.
CS thinks you're 110% sexy, Cole.
Ooh.
So.
I was going for 111 troop.
But yeah, Alyssa was just giving me crap for playing video games for 5 straight hours. I'm like, sorry, like that's what I do. That's the way I am productive in these games. Like,
Yeah.
it's
an era
fun. Like,
of
I'm sorry.
consumerism.
Yeah, it's like
It's
it's
like-
fun. I was not bored for a single. Well,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit during Crota. It was kind of frustrating getting some of that stuff, but I
Thanks,
really
Dennis.
wasn't bored playing with you. Like especially
Right.
playing with friends.
That's the thing is like if I would have been playing for 5 hours with someone else, with a random that I kind of ran into, unless he had a really unique, interesting personality,
Yeah.
like playing with friends, you just can't beat it.
Or even playing alone, like if I'm just trying to get all the
Right.
brownies done by myself, like I get bored of that, yes.
Mhm.
But having someone to play with you, a best friend, talking and just messing around, just having fun,
Yeah.
that's a different, 5-hour experience than
It
just
makes it go by
playing
a lot
alone.
faster.
Precisely, yeah. I guess while we're on the topic, I can go a little bit out of order from what the notes I have written.
Whoa.
But I wanted to talk
Crazy.
about a topic because when we were playing Crota yesterday, we had a 5-man team, ended up,
Yes.
and come to find out, one of the guys didn't speak English.
I don't know how he got in the party. He just joined the party.
Okay, here's the funny thing is he's on my friends list.
Okay.
So I had played with him sometime, and apparently he didn't have a headset then either. But we had somehow partied up and just had a really good experience. He was good. We got through just fine. He wasn't annoying because he didn't have a headset, wasn't talking and stuff.
Right.
Which I was like, hey, this guy can play without talking and like using a headset. So
He's very
yeah,
self-sustaining in the game. Yeah.
exactly very self-sustaining. So I was like, I added him as a friend. And so yeah, he joined in yesterday, and me, I had not known up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
He finally got on because we were needing to communicate, and it was getting a
Right.
little frustrating. And he got on his headset and was like, "No English." He's like, "Deutsch," and listed off all these other things. We're like, "Oh crap!" Like,
Oh.
he doesn't speak like very little English. He's like, "Sorry guys, sorry."
Yeah.
And he had a little bit of an accent, a lot of an accent, I should say.
Yeah.
And so that really made me think, and we were able to do pretty well,
Yeah.
even without his communication.
It was clear.
because he was a smart guy and was able to comprehend, what we're doing, kind of following at that point, following the lead.
Mm.
And I think it's very interesting is gaming through language barriers.
Yeah.
Because if you have like a direct objective, I feel like it's a little bit easier. But if you're doing something brand new, definitely
Yeah.
that's a hard one.
Something about Carta, though, is that there are different ways to do it. Whatever method you want to use, and teaming up and splitting apart, whatever, those kind of things. But I think because we had a group at that point, and no one in the group was, angry. We weren't malicious. We didn't we didn't boot him from the team because of that quote unquote shortcoming, if you will.
Handicap.
Yeah, a language barrier.
Yeah.
Just flat out. And so we, as a group, embraced that, and we try to simplify the things that we were saying. I mean, at one point I remember
saying no, go.
No, go, or
Which I think it's a little confusing because we'd be like, no, he'd be like, go.
yeah, and we're like, no,
go, no.
Because the sword bearer at the end would be like DPS,
Yeah.
when we want us to shoot our things, and we're like, we need to simplify that because he's not going to know what DPS means. And so, we say, yes, go, rockets, whatever, something simple. And we embraced that as a group, and I think we knew, we had to register that in our minds that, okay, this is something we need to play around and communicate better. Because before we were like, oh, we're just all speaking English, so we're just going to talk normally.
Yeah.
But we had to adjust, and I think, the group that we had did a really good job of accepting that. And making it work. Whereas, other places, if Cripple Fingers was in a party, he would probably be a douchebag and
probably
boot him or call him a fag or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because he had that language barrier. But I liked how our group was very accepting and was able to play through it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on, I guess, like the widespread of gaming, how amazing it is that we can be playing with someone across the world.
Yeah.
And like, what that means when we come into when we see that firsthand.
Through FIFA, I get a lot of like Hispanic and a lot of European opponents usually have their mic in and will be like yelling in some of the language. I'm just like, I have no idea. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And like sometimes they'll speak English back, and if not, then I just usually turn off my mic, and it's like, not really. I don't know, it's weird when you're playing against someone. Also, Pun's Place, I think you're funny, so I like you. You're a good guy.
Yeah, I wish I could read half of the stuff from here.
It's pretty funny. I've been keeping up with it.
Wait, servers can...
You're on comment duty.
Yeah, I'm coming. Well, it's the closest to me, so I was like, I'll pick it up.
I'm catching up. I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Like
the GTA heist, somebody had mentioned, I believe it was Pun's Place, actually.
Yeah, he said...
mentioned...
And the
Are we
dang
playing
things
GTA?
are still unplayable. I mean,
Yeah, the servers are getting...
just think back to GTA Online release.
Yeah,
It didn't
that
work.
was...
Yeah.
Uh,
The
Cripple
reason I didn't
Fingers-
play GTA Online.
Yeah.
I also thought it's funny how you said we need to get off your level, so that means that we're on your level, so that means we're as good as you, so you're being a troll and saying that we're worse than you really didn't work there. So thanks for backfiring.
That was... It's kind of hard to follow, but I think I got it.
I got it.
Yes. You're not on our level, is what he's trying to say.
I remember when I used that comeback in 2010.
Ooh.
Zing.
Tim Laurie wants to know if we're playing Borderlands.
Borderlands? No,
Does
I'm waiting
anybody-
for a new one on next gen. That's what I'm
Yeah.
excited for one.
One of our very close friends is Borderlands fanatic, though. He loves it so much.
I do like the universe. I like the style. I think it's just sweet. I love the art.
The art style
It's
is
cool. It's
beautiful
cool art
in that
style.
game.
I dabbled in Borderlands 2, but other things came, and classic Josh dropped that game and didn't finish.
He'll pick it up in about 2 years.
I also started Borderlands. That was whenever it was free.
Yeah, we were gonna like play together,
Didn't
and
happen.
no, we played
It's like
other
every other
games.
game, like rivals.
Yep.
Someday we'll get to like a week off that we have together. And we're like, hey, let's catch up on all those games we didn't
Yes.
play.
Yes.
So Zach, you were talking about FIFA.
Just talking about it's kind of difficult to talk to an opponent,
Mhm.
like because most of the time people don't have their mics turned on at all, so there really isn't a lot of communication in that game. Unless you're
'cause-
playing with a person like on the
Right.
same team. That's the only time you really need to talk, because other than that, it's you controlling all the players.
There's 1v1.
Yeah,
it's-
it's just more of a competitive.
They're an opponent too. So.
Yeah, it's like just a 1v1 kind of
Yeah.
competitive thing.
And I can see like if you were to play with a headset and like be talkative and friendly.
Yeah, I
make a
try to.
friend.
That's what I try to do a lot. I try to make friends and then like play some like online friendlies with them, just like warm up games.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of friends like that. They've got their mic in, they score a good goal. I'm like, hey man, that was really nice team play. Like, you earned it. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks, dude.
Or if it was a cheap trick, you're just like, oh, what the hell?
Like it rolls in. My keeper looks at it and he's like,
Oh,
watches it roll in.
am I supposed to stop that?
Does the fucking jig around the ball for a sec. Yeah, it happens so much. It's ridiculous. And they're like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also interesting because compared to Destiny, I feel like FIFA and I mean soccer as a whole is much more globally appreciated sport.
Yeah.
I know Destiny has got its diversity itself, but it's I think first person shooters.
The people playing it are more of like, I feel like it
They follow.
caters. Yeah.
Yeah, they follow the sport, and the sport's known, and whereas first person shooters.
I mean, it's the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
So it is the most popular sports video game in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because just harkening back to the launch of the PS4, FIFA 14 was a launch title. It was like the best-selling launch title in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
FIFA 14 was a really good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really good
I
job.
mean, it's because it's so popular. It's everyone's gonna buy FIFA.
Oh, PS4 Borderlands, March 24th.
That hasn't been announced.
Oh, it's confirmed by Tim Laurie though. So I think he's the new CEO of the.
Okay, Gearbox.
Yeah.
He's the Gearbox CEO. I mean, does he mean Tales from the Borderlands from Telltale?
I don't know. Tim, are you talking about Tales or are you talking about a whole new PS4 Borderlands?
Because nothing's been announced, and I don't think something would be coming out in 2 weeks if it hasn't been announced yet.
Speaking of announcements, Uncharted 4 is now
Bloodborne on
delayed.
PS4. Yes.
Good.
2016.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That was
That's
announced today.
Okay. That's okay because
It is okay because it's Naughty Dog.
It's it's gonna be hella better, and
Yep.
B, it's gonna come out when there's nothing else to play.
Yep.
The first quarter of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, first quarter.
Yeah.
That's not confirmed, but I'm guessing that's what it's gonna be pushed to.
Craig Jones wants to know what kind of animals we would be and why.
I actually think we talked
We
about
have
this
talked
on a
about
previous
this.
podcast. I wish I could tell you which one right off the top of my head.
I think I
Instead,
said
we can
panda
just
or
tell him
something.
exactly what we would be.
I would be. I think I said like a snow leopard
Snow leopard.
because they're just pretty and awesome.
Just like
Other than
I'm
that, just
pretty.
that's like my badass. That's my
Immune to the cold.
yeah, like that's my badass answer. But like, I love penguins. Like penguins, my favorite animal. So
Yeah.
more realistically, probably a penguin.
Yeah. I can see his penguin.
Also
yeah.
immune to the cold.
Yeah, I just think they're cute because they mate for life. They're like,
I'll do that.
oh, they fall in love.
Josh,
How
the
the little
romantic
babies
side.
that they take care of. And they're always dressed to impress. I mean, come on, classic penguin.
When have you ever seen an ugly
classic
penguin?
classic penguin stereotype. Always dressed up.
I would go for probably like a koala bear, like a panda or something.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I could fit in that little genre. Yeah.
I see.
Like, I could be pretty aggressive if you like
That's true. You don't want
make
to
me
piss
mad.
off
Yeah.
the panda bear.
Like, leave me to my 18 hours of sleep and like a forest full of bamboo, and I'm happy.
I
we
haven't
have an update called the Handsome Jack Collection. Really? Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel really coming next gen? Huh. I will have to look into that. Appreciate that info. Because that sounds like something really interesting I'd like, because I've been waiting for a Borderlands.
Oh, we got a
next
polygon
gen.
right here. From
Oh, a Polygon. Okay, cool.
Polygon link. March
Neat.
24th, Borderlands. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Something we haven't heard about.
Wow. Yeah, we appreciate that, too.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. Cole, what animal would you be real quick?
First thing that comes to mind would be probably a cheetah.
Okay.
Just because they're fast.
Yeah.
And I like anything's fast. I was thinking about that. I was like, I like racing games because it kind of describes my work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like always taking the most direct, the fastest, and maybe not the most efficient route, but
Wouldn't the fastest be the most
isn't that
efficient?
the same thing?
Yeah. I feel like...
Not necessarily, no.
Really?
Fast does not equal efficient.
It does when I'm talking about work.
Efficiency is
It's like a ratio.
is more of a
with
less
speed to-
energy.
Yeah.
Energy
Yeah, that's
output.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the fastest way. The fastest way around a corner, though, is
It's
drifting.
taking a left.
It's is turning.
What was I going to say? I don't know why I didn't think of
Life
anything
tips
that
with
flies. Why would I pick something that
Oh, you should be
is
like
on
a
the same
747
plane
or
as
something.
Best animal.
a Boeing 747. No, I think it'd be cool to be like a falcon.
Oh, that would
I love that word.
What if you
too.
get like shot out of the air
Falcon.
though?
I'm
or,
a
like,
falcon.
what if,
no one
like, you-
shoots this shit?
What if you're a falcon that can't fly?
Oh, like the F1 Falcons? That's not an
Those are
actual
cool.
plane.
Oh, F1, that was a good game though. Captain Falcon running that shit, dude.
We've gone off on our nonsensical.
No, F1 is the Captain Falcon racing game for Nintendo. It's called F1.
Okay, I believe it. Oh gosh. Yeah, gaming through language barriers. Thank you for the topic. I forgot who asked the question. That's what animals would be.
Craig Jones also wants to know which one of us would die for the other two to live. I'll take it. I'll take one for the
Do
two.
we
You
have to
guys
pick
want
one
to
of
live
us?
a happy life.
We have to.
You have a girlfriend.
This
You
is
have
good.
a
Can we
better job
save
than
this
me.
for next? We gotta save this. This will be a topic on an upcoming podcast. Seriously, that's something we can dive into.
Okay.
So, Craig Jones, definitely tune in like next week. I'm gonna write that
come
down
visit
right
us every
now.
week, man. We appreciate the question.
Cole, but did you have anything to say about the language barriers?
I thought, as far as our experience in that specific game, it was really, I mean, you're right. It was really cool how we all kind of embraced it and still worked together to.
Pump's place. You're right. F0, not F1. I'm retarded.
I was gonna say F1 is the racing.
Yeah, F1 is like the real life racing.
Formula One.
They had Captain Falcon in it though, so I think that's why I got off.
He was the second place contender. No, it was. I mean, it was clear that the German guy, the foreigner, had played. He did hold his own, like you said. He did hold his own, but it's weird with Crota. It's hard to do it in a raid because there's so many ways to do it. And
there's so many ways to mess up on it too.
That's true. Yeah. If
you take one misstep, it could be the end of your. You gotta wait for respawn.
Yeah. Or you could
Craig.
screw up the whole
Billy Bro.
the whole game. And it was kind of interesting the approach we took to kind of get him on board with us.
Yeah.
And kind of sending out our vocal alerts whenever he would do something that was kind of off the rails of what our
main focus was.
What our strategy was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you mentioned whenever you first brought this up that kind of where we are as far as worldwide connection. It is like, I mean, it's 2015. How crazy is it that we're playing with someone on the other side of the world? The same game, we're going through the exact same,
at the
moment.
same
yeah,
time.
our minds
like,
are, yeah.
It's really amazing how instantaneous like the internet is and how it works. Like, to wrap your mind around it, if you really think about it, it hurts your brain.
That's the thing. Is like
just don't think about it.
You really have to think about it, and there's so much to think about it because I feel like so many people don't utilize the internet, or they don't realize what the internet actually is.
Yeah,
it's a spot where everyone in the world can talk at literally the same time.
Because we were playing at like 1, 2 p.m. in the afternoon here, and he was in Europe, 12 or whatever hours later. Like, I don't know how many hours ahead he was, but like it was the middle of the night for him, and we're all experiencing the same thing at that point in time in our lives, like being different. And just the fact, I think it's funny that, I had gotten paired up with him somehow, some way back in the past, and so I added him to my friends.
Mhm.
When, we have grouped up with randoms for the vault, got invited to run the raid,
Yeah.
the vault raid, and we were playing with guys 50 miles from where we lived,
Right.
in the same state, in the same area of the state. And we're like, how
Yeah, like consistency
small,
of
but
that.
how big this world is and how amazing it is just through video games getting connected with these people.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I really love about video games, like nowadays, besides the art and the depth and the story of it all, is just how interactive and how globally connected our consoles are.
Mhm.
I mean, we've talked about how many friends I've made just over the internet.
Next gen gaming. Yeah.
It's amazing, just people I play with, like Guardian. I know a lot about him, being a dad, and he's got these kids and this and that, and just from playing with him,
He's
you
got
learn
a son
about
that's
these
my
people.
age. His
Yeah.
oldest son is my age. Yeah.
And you learn about these people when you play with them, and you just connect, and it's like, I don't know what this guy looks like. I've never met him in real life. I don't know where he lives, but you know so much more about them. And
But I can tell you his favorite character to play is.
yeah,
He really likes the Warlock.
I
Am I right?
don't know.
Titan. He
I
was
couldn't
born
actually
as a
tell
Titan.
you, but
He's got
point
two,
being-
Three fucking choices.
he's got two 32s and a 31.
point being
So he knows
that
what he's
we know
saying.
more
Yeah.
about his online profile than we do about him himself. you
Yeah,
know?
but
And
it's
which is
interesting.
really cool.
Oh,
We can all
man.
gather and
So
just-
Zach, what's happening on the chat? If you want to catch us
Oh,
up on anything.
Cripple is still talking about dicks and fags.
Cool.
And Pun's Place is telling us that
sounds like some
Al
projection.
Gore invented the internet, which is
He did. Yeah,
pretty true.
True.
And also we've got someone else, King Scott 0 or King Scott O. I can't really tell. He says something else. This is stupid. LOL.
Oh, are you trying to be IGN or something? No, we're not trying. We're just doing something we love.
We
But
got picked up by.
you're the second one to mention that we are similar to Beyond today, and we take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
So
No matter what you say after this, it's a compliment. So
lack
thank you.
of nudity is disturbing. Oh, you missed it earlier.
You
we
did
actually
miss
had
it.
Are you
exposed nipple
bend
already.
over? Bend over, good. I actually, you got a little sneak peek of my nip over here.
He
underneath
pulled
my-
back the armor.
My armor, yeah. Pulled back the armor. TK,
Probably really unsafe of him.
TK 1321 going wild.
Could have gotten blasted.
That's actually my
No one's stopping our
stormtrooper
shit.
TK.
21. Yeah, I remember that.
Because I've got my helmet at home. I didn't even bring that to the apartment.
You just need to bring
What?
it to the podcast.
I should. I
wear it
literally
during
thought
the
about bringing
podcast.
it today because I was wearing
You
the shirt.
should've.
I was like, I'll just sit down and just start podcasting with it.
What's up, universe?
What's up, universe? This is
universe?
TK31 or 13.
31.
I can't even
What?
remember.
I'm at
TK
TK Dog
1321.
at TK Dog on Twitter.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was pretty relevant that we were playing with someone international and had that language barrier and everything that involves. Between inviting that and working with it and finding a way without booting them or getting pissed, be inviting,
Yeah.
and just
That's what it's all
the
about.
mind blowingness of it all is that is a thing that happens like that. You playing with someone halfway across the world. I think that's really cool.
So many things happen, and it's like if you stop to think about
See
actually.
you, Pun's Place. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks
man.
for catching us.
Hope to see you next time. But when you stop and think about it, what actually happened,
Mhm.
with him being over there, and the fact that you met him first and you didn't know he was from where he was from. And his name was David something. It's like we had no idea.
Yeah.
When you stop to think about it, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's really cool. You never know who you might be playing with, out there.
You could be playing WoW and be paired up with Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Or play FIFA and play with Snoop Dogg.
Nice.
That's true. Yeah. Or any other pro soccer player.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's really cool. There's the world of anonymity in a sense. In that sense, with famous people playing, anonymously, but
That'd be
also
so
the
cool,
around
like
the
being
world
a
thing.
raid with like some famous person.
Yeah,
and you're, like,
you could have been for any
Adam
of you
your
out
friends
there,
list.
you could
That'd
have
be so
played with
cool.
someone famous and just not have known.
Yeah, like the
a
first.
lot of bands have like
Yeah.
Xbox Live and like PSNs that they play on like during
Oh, yeah.
tour and stuff.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah,
bus.
It's so cool. They're like, hey, add us on this. I know my favorite band, or one of my favorite bands, the Acacia Strain. Like a couple years ago when they were going on tour, they got an Xbox and were like playing MW2. And they're like,
Nice.
add us, and I added them and played like bunch of games with them.
That's cool.
It was
nice.
so fun. I was
That's really
like,
fun.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first time I really heard of a celebrity, reaching out and playing a game, at least that I played, was Avenged Sevenfold. They played Call of Duty all the time as well. And I was like, they were like, hey, we're playing tonight. Someone come join us. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
And then Call of Duty was like, hey, put their songs on here. Then they'll play for sure.
Right. Which their songs are good.
How to nail 5 customers of Call of Duty. Put their music on it.
Bend over. I don't know if you're talking to Cole, earpiece guy, or Zach with plugs, but I'm the only one that gets to finger his ears, so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, you can be a fan.
I always, anytime you're wearing tunnels,
the tunnels.
I like to stick my
But
finger
Ben,
in
if
it.
you email me a price later, we'll figure something out.
Also, cripple fingers, it's YOU_REUR.
Wow.
A fucking liar.
Never spell in his life.
Sorry. With a CH. Sorry, bend over. I should have specified. Zach with a CH.
Almost. So close, man.
Nope. GCL Zach. It's right there on the screen. Come on.
That's okay.
Easy mistake.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see.
It's
But apostrophe? No. You should know that.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? Come on. Cripple, you've been here for about 40,
Hey, he's a view.
almost an hour now.
He's a view.
57 minutes.
I'll take it.
He's a view.
Whatever.
You are just
Thanks,
a
Cripple
number
Fingers. You've
on
been
our Twitch
the
stream.
best supporter. He's probably got the most comments too.
Actually,
You're really supporting us more than you're hurting us. You do realize that, right?
Actually, our Minecraft comments. Those were blowing
Oh
up.
my
those are pretty
god.
good.
Those are
Yeah,
some good
That was
ones.
ridiculous.
Got spammed for a sec there.
Spam comments. Before we go, though, I think real quick, Cole, we wanted to touch on PAX. PAX East has been going on lately.
Happened this weekend.
This
Yeah,
past week.
it happened this past week. Penny Arcade Expo, for those of you that don't know. A lot of, I guess, some announcements, some updates to some stuff, but
Yeah.
I haven't followed it real close, but I know you want to talk about a couple things.
There's a couple main things that stuck out to me. One is the Steam controller.
Okay.
It's a controller with one analog stick and 2 touchpads, and the touchpad is kind of the other analog stick. So it's kind of weird, and it's also got 2 paddles on the back. It's got triggers like this, but it also has kind of what looks like a button on R1, L1, or the bumpers. They were kind of pushing it. I couldn't tell if it was an actual trigger though.
Interesting.
So it's got those, and it's got ABXY down here.
So it does have like face buttons where like a PlayStation 2nd joystick would be. So it's got buttons there.
Where
and
the
it's got a touchpad here, and a joystick there.
Let's see.
Okay.
Ooh, don't. Okay. Left joystick. That's the only joystick it's got. This thing is just a big circle. It's a big circle, and it's kind of like the old Xbox controllers as far as size goes.
Okay.
So it's got a big circle here that's touch sensitive that you kind of drag around to kind of mimic the right analog. Where the right analog stick is the ABXY,
The buttons,
just like Xbox.
Okay.
And then the touchpad over here, it has the 4 kind of
like
directional. It has the directional parts, and it does click.
Okay.
But it's also touchpad as well, and then it's got the 2
The
paddles on the
paddles
back.
paddles
on
on the back and
Interesting.
then some triggers.
So
Interesting.
you're kind of using your whole hand more.
I'm not a big fan
And
of
it's got a Steam button start.
I could be. I don't
know.
haven't
I'd have to
played
get my hands on it.
it. Yeah,
I'm not a
try
big
it out.
Steam player anyway. So.
Yeah, the
Steam is definitely, if you're
Right.
gaming on a budget, Steam's the way to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
can get so many games. They have sales every weekend.
Unless
you got a computer.
But then
use
you
it
got the
for-
PC end of things. Depending on what you want to play.
Yeah,
Steam is
depending on
the way to
what kind of PC you
Because
have.
if you
Like
really want to get
Destiny.
into like the hardcore stuff on PC, then you got to have a high end PC, and that's going to cost you $1,000+.
Right.
Whereas a PS4 is a high end gaming console, and that's $400. So
True.
it's a plus minus. Games are a lot more expensive on console, but it's simple. You don't have to worry about
Consoles
drivers,
nowadays are so much more all-purpose anyway, and
Yeah, it's an entertainment
we've
machine.
had episode 10 was the no it wasn't
Speaking my monkey to you.
controller. We had
I'm glad we could provide some sort of entertainment to you, Ben.
What's with the no homo? What's with the no homo?
you
Don't
can
make
be-
me go on a Greg Miller rant
Right.
about no homo.
a
A, if you're calling us hot and you're spanking your monkey, your name is Bendover. I'm going to assume you're a guy that's pretty homo, which
Hey.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
That's
accept
fine. But there's no reason to put no homo. I love you. You love me.
We're all humans.
It's man love.
It's
You don't have to worry
2015.
about
Sexuality is.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about he's
Nonsense.
coming on to me. I'm gonna get offended.
I would get offended.
Just cut the
So
no
offended.
homo.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, Ben.
Yeah.
We're just messing with you.
No, I'm serious though.
No homo though.
But yeah, okay. So Steam controller is something interesting. New
Yeah,
announcement.
I guess the first impression was that we're not really sure. It's kind of like the PS4 touchpad. It's like we're still kind of waiting for that innovative use.
Yeah.
So it's like
Something
it
special
might,
with
you
it.
know, it's kind of catered towards more of an all, you know, it's you can still use it for all your like your first person shooters and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but it kind of wants to add a more an extra effect.
Yeah. Eventually, it's just
Of
going to be
sorts.
a screen, and you just touch everything.
Yeah, it's just a tablet.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
It's
we
just
did
a
that.
square, and you just touch everything. And depending on where your fingers are, that's what's going to happen.
Or like on VGHS,
So
where they have
complex,
gloves,
can't even tell you.
gloves for their fighting games
That's pretty cool.
and their strategy game RTSs. Yeah, and then they control the board. Yeah, it's cool.
Huh? Cool.
Been watching VGHS.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
It's good. Freddie Wong.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
He makes those like action-y YouTube videos that are cool to watch.
Oh, sweet.
You're very welcome. Go pick one up today.
A couple takeaways I got from just kind of reading up on PAX East was new Final Fantasy XIV expansion.
That looks so cool.
Looks very cool.
Yeah.
At least the cinematic,
Yeah.
obviously, as classic Final Fantasy does look amazing. Let's see, Final Fantasy update. What else? So I mean, a lot of new stuff about Final Fantasy 15 coming out. There's like 3 hours of gameplay, new boss battle. That game looks gorgeous. Might be something I dive into. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking it up.
I've never
Never been a Final Fantasy besides Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube. That was the only
Yeah.
one I like actually played.
I've never played through a Final Fantasy game. I've dabbled in Final Fantasy 13 back on PlayStation 3. A few friends, Blake Wellholm from the podcast, was playing. I think I borrowed it. Maybe I don't even know if I bought it. It was a different experience. Final Fantasy was very different. But I think I'm going to get 10 and 10-2 when it comes to PS4. From what it looks like on Twitter, Blake's actually going to buy that for my birthday because it releases on my birthday.
Saw that.
So I
super
think I might be
exciting.
getting that, and so I'm
Super
definitely going to play
exciting.
through it then. And depending on how that experience goes, I might be very interested in Final Fantasy 15. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
What else? Tales of the Borderlands coming out with episode 2 shortly. So that's exciting for people, fans of that franchise of Borderlands and
Not
of the
into
Telltale
Telltale stuff.
games. Me neither. There's so much right now. I was like, I really want to play the Game of Thrones because I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. And coming back is like, I would like to see Telltale's kind of take on this different arm of the Game of Thrones story, kind of with a new house and how they make it their own.
Although I will say, I think the most interesting Telltale Games announcement that I would most likely pick up would be Minecraft, just because that's so free world. And someone mentioned this on a podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but it was they said, to have it was probably Beyond something like that, but they said that to have something with not any storyline and just be given the reins to this realm, like how like what you would actually do with it.
That is something that intrigued me. Is when I first saw a Telltale Minecraft, I was like, that's so dumb. Like there's no story.
What are they gonna do? Yeah.
But then you think deeper and you're like, wow, they can do anything.
Yeah.
Like it is
Literally
their
a
story
sandbox.
to make. Like I'm sure there's collaborations with Mojang. He technically sold it to Microsoft, but he might still be kind of like a creative director. I don't know.
He isn't.
No.
He sold everything to him.
Man, so
I think
I don't know
Sam's
where
really stressed about it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I don't know where the story is going to come from. So that is something very interesting from Telltale. let's see what else from PAX is really happening. A lot of smaller games I know, stuff I can't recall off the top of my head right now. A lot of good indie stuff. Nintendo's making friends with some indies. They're getting a lot of good stuff this year. PlayStation, of course, BFFs with indies. I mean, PlayStation loves indies. You've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I mean, the Penny Arcade, that's where you're going to see a lot of the indie scene too, with smaller. Beside your E3 is where you're going to see your big hitters, Naughty Dog, etc. But that's what I got from PAX. Just reading up on IGN yesterday before I got bored and dove into Hearthstone.
One indie game that I think I should mention is the game Just Shapes and Beats.
It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw the playthrough of it. It is music. It's music and it's like music and Geometry Wars, except it's not really shooting. It's like an arcade evader, where these pink shapes show up on your screen, and you are your own separately colored separately colored shape. It's up to 4 players, I believe, maybe more. But you are trying to dodge these pink shapes that land on the playing field to the beat of the music, and you just get through. It's just survival.
Interesting.
It's like it uses some electronic music, some EDM, some really cool beats from what I heard, and it looks really interesting. And with me and my interest in music, personally, I think that'd be really fun to play.
Yeah, nice. I think it's like right up your alley, really.
Yeah,
it's like combines like skill of like hand-eye coordination of dodging stuff with music. So I feel like that's pretty much you.
Yeah, I feel like there's another music game that
Rock Band
is waiting to break. Rock Band, that's one of them.
Oh yeah,
but
Superstar.
No, that music game idea that just is waiting to surface and waiting to break the.
Well, you need to be that idea.
I'm working on
break that mold.
Just punch right through that ceiling.
Oh, we've got the visuals now. Zach, what's happening in the comments? Nothing.
Ben Dover was like, "You seem really interested about these topics, Zach," because like I wasn't really saying anything. And then he said we should talk about chicks with racks. I was like, I thought that was pretty funny.
Zach is a very good listener.
True
that. You're hitting the banner. I just saw that on replay. Oh, now they're flopping everywhere. Oh man.
Flopping.
I think I was gonna say something, but I don't remember now. So
GG memory.
Yeah, GG Josh. Also on Twitter, #J4J, jokes for Josh.
Yeah. So if you ever think of anything funny that Josh could say, bend over, make sure to tweet him.
Yeah, tweet at me @_Brickleary. I'm the top one.
Yeah. The top one. It's top bitch.
Honestly, I think we've had a good podcast. I mean, we appreciate all of you guys watching, joining in. As with every week, you can catch us right here, twitch.tv/ForteWin2, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you live on the East or West Coast, figure it out. It's not hard.
Google. I can't even figure it out.
Ask Siri. She probably won't help you because she never helps me.
You'll catch us live. This is the first time you can see us. Fastest way. You can also partake, like everyone's been doing today. Comment. Give us some questions. Give us some fun stuff. We love to interact with you guys and have a fun time.
You might learn something.
You might learn something.
2 things.
You can always, if you don't catch the live stream, you can listen to us over on iTunes or at our website. We're GCLpodcast.com. iTunes, just search GCL Podcast. Let's see, where else are we? We're on YouTube.com/GCL Podcast. Hey, and guess what? The best way to reach out to us and to give us your topics and questions throughout the week.
Is it Twitter?
It is Twitter.
Oh my God!
And our handle is @GCL Podcast.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Conveniently rigged for your pleasure.
Oh gosh. Basically, anywhere you want to find us, we're @GCL Podcast. Live stream, like I said, every week right here, twitch.tv/ForteWin2. As always, on Twitter, you can reach out to us personally on the podcast. I am @_Brickleary. This man on my left, he is he is @Cole Penrice. And Zach is @GCL_Zach. Cole, you need to get with the
I guess I need an underscore.
No, because then I'd have to make all new banners, so don't change it.
I'm changing my name.
Should make it GCL_Pat. podcast.
Jeez.
Right?
But that's where you can find all of us throughout the week. If you want to just tweet at us, like I said, hashtag drink of the day, DOTD is how you're going to tell us what to drink for our segment every week. So tweet at the podcast, at GCL Podcast. We love to get you on and make you a part of the podcast every week. So this has been episode 39. We've had a great time. Thank you guys for joining us. Please come back again next week.
And we turn 40.
We'll have some fun. Yeah, we'll be middle-aged.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we
So
will.
40
I'm buying a Corvette.
whole-
About to hit our midlife crisis.
Yeah, 40 whole episodes. We'll see what crazy things we do next week in our midlife crisis.
Next
So.
week, me and Bendover are going to Thailand and getting laid.
Chicks with big tits.
Already got it planned. Oh, yeah.
Until next time, this has been GCL 39. We love you.